a nice Mars day today, Tuesday. So we're going to start with banana asana. It's a really nice note to start on because it helps you stay light in your practice because, we're trying to be a banana here. You're going to slide your left heel to the left corner of your yoga mat and then hook your right heel over your left ankle. And then stretch your arms up over your head and pull your right arm to your left. So if it's too intense, you can just have both of your feet next to each other. If you feel like you want a little bit more, you can even actually lift up your shoulders and shift them more towards your left. But wherever you found yourself, take a couple moments to really feel into that shape and settle into the shape. Earth, teach me freedom as an eagle that soars in the sky. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises each spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep with rain. This prayer is from the Indigenous youths. As you land in your practice, we can imagine in a way kind of greeting the earth, greeting even the different directions, greeting the stars. And then just take a couple moments to realize or to remember or to feel that our physical body is made up of the stuff of earth and stars. Yet there is something more than just the substance that makes us who we are. We might even notice that the way we animate our own stuff varies from day to day. While our energy some days seems to kind of leap up out of us, rush ahead of us, where it's as if our body can hardly contain itself. On other days, it might feel like you're kind of dragging your body along. But we see it enacted around us all the time. The weather changes, the season changes, and the nature of stuff changes with its environment, with its temperature, with its amount of light. Start to wiggle yourself back to center, doing the impossible of straightening out your banana. And then you're going to take your curve to the other side by sliding your right leg to your right, hook your left ankle over your right ankle, and then stretch your arms up over your head. And you can just take a couple moments and notice, which way do you prefer bending? Make the adjustments, making this posture your own. And then see if you can soften into it, surrender into the shape. And then just be willing to stay. Whether you've grown up around Waldorf schools or anthroposophical communities or Buddhist communities, or just have a sense of balance innate to all that is human. We have often been warned about how insidious our present modern day age is around the topic of materialism. And if we're not awake, we even take ideas or attributes or soul capacities as being fixed and solid, and you either have it or you don't. And in one place or another, it doesn't seem so dramatic. We still are so unaccustomed to taking our thoughts seriously, so to say, that even our thoughts have energetic consequences. But when we start to notice this habit of wanting to contain things in their materiality, or try to define them as one thing, often we can miss the essence of something that actually has life to it and is not just dead and innate. We can experience it in love, that love has like a nature to it, a life to it. It needs breath, it needs movement. It can't be kind of protected and put underneath a glass and remain stagnant. It's an activity. We think often about honesty this way, that someone's either honest or they're not. But honesty is a capacity and a action, really. Because as we grow and change and transform, we have to readjust our vision or our inclusion to truly be honest. We have to keep being honest. So wiggle yourself back to center. And you're going to hug your knees up to your chest. And you can just kind of hug your knees and shake your hips side to side. So you're like massaging your lower back, your sacrum area. And then take about 4 or 5 rocks to find your way into Sphinx. So it's rock and maybe a jump back or a step back or a very slowly rock to the side and kind of unfold yourself back, however you want to get there. Let your elbows be shoulder distance apart, just slightly in front of you. Feel your legs, Maybe take them as wide as your yoga mat if your lower back feels fine. Make the adjustments. And then find stillness in your pose again. One of the joys I have had as an adult is realizing that I love doing handwork and making things, and I've known this all along. This isn't my realization. I've always been comfortable in that realm of weaving or sewing or knitting or crocheting or, yes, painting very slowly. And especially in this work that's often dubbed women's work or even women's craft, for instance, like a quilt. It's so cool because, you can do these like little patches, you can cut out stuff and you just kind of gradually sew these patches together. And as life is, you kind of put your work aside and you go make dinner and you go make other things, or you go to work, and you're not gonna, most of us don't have the luxury of just sitting and doing one thing and completing it. And especially with a quilt or a blanket, it's such a big endeavor, but it really is just a bunch of little moments strung together, no pun intended, that you just have these, like, that break there, or that moment there, or that inspiration there, and it doesn't live by itself. It's actually connected to the next time you have that moment, to the next time you spend a little time making another square or crocheting another row. And what's so satisfying is when you've completed it, you have this huge blanket. And you'll find often it even impresses people. But it was just a bunch of moments kind of put together in a meaningful way. And what's even more exciting about a quilt, for instance, is you can take these flimsy pieces of fabric, and the process of sewing these small pieces together and then connecting it to a batting or to a backing, it turns these precious little squares of fabric into a sturdy, tougher blanket than any one little piece of the squares that make up the quilt. So not only do these small moments of time add up and can become an impressive thing, but even the act of linking them together fortifies and makes them stronger. In our becoming, every time we're honest, especially about not just like, I like the apples, but like honest about something that takes excavation and effort. Every time we are disciplined, every time we are loving, these small individual acts. Aren't just separate, free floating in outer space, but they're actually connected. So either lift up for the last like 30 seconds into seal or not. So getting a little bit more bend into your back. But what's crazy too is this, when you take up this act of being honest, for instance, it doesn't necessarily make the next time you have to be honest easier, but it makes it more accessible. And it builds a capacity in you that is far stronger than these isolated incidents. I like to come out of this pose actively. So I actually, right at the end, I'll come into a yang version. So I bend my legs even and try to reach my feet to my head or lift up a little higher, but you actually muscle into the end and then soften down back to your mat, allowing and letting yourself wiggle perhaps. Noticing that movement allows feelings to move through you or sensations to move through you. And then we're going to push back our hips to our heels, cross our ankles, and come into butterfly. So the yin version is that you have your heels 2 hands lengths away from your groin. Grab onto your shins, lift up your chest. I even like to look up and then start to curl forward, bring your chin to your chest and rolling down, letting your head drop. The more often we remind ourselves that we are that we are in process, that we are becoming, that we are constantly moving and changing. We might start to wake up and notice, where do we have kind of fixed ideas about ourselves or our limits? Where are we making up boundaries that don't even exist, or handicaps that aren't even true anymore? What have we made solid that actually isn't real at all? Notice if you can let your jaw soften. You can let your tongue be fat. Even relaxing your muscles in your face and your temples, letting your elbows be heavy. So a little bit like starting a yoga class, a very serious yoga class with banana asana. We want to allow this lightness in, that we don't inadvertently, unconsciously make things unmovable and solid, which are not. just like our actions can honor a living and breathing earth. Our thinking and actions can also honor our own humanity in its becoming. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle soars in the sky. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises each spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep with rain. With your inhale, roll up, place your hands behind you, and lift up into lion's pose. So you're gonna have your hands pointing back to your feet, lift up your hips, drop your head, stick out your tongue, look in your third eye, and like a lioness, whisper with a roar. 2 more times, like a lion or a lioness. Or just the ultimate lion nature. And then bring your hips back down. Unless you have a hairy chin, maybe wipe off your chin. And then tuck your toes under. Bring your hands together. You want to feel the warmth of each of your palms, your thumbs against your breastbone, your spine lifted, and then close your eyes and take a moment to dedicate your practice to someone else. They can be on either side of the veil, but you want to imagine them smiling and joy-filled and happy, even if you're dedicating your practice for someone who needs more healing or has passed on. And let's sound 3 ohms. Empty your breath first. Take a deep inhale. Ah. 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 Keeping your hands in prayer, rock back to your toes and see if you can lift up your knees. Oh yeah, this is not what you thought, not what you expected. And now either stay here or see if you can, oh, your thighs are probably screaming at you. Stand all the way up. And we want to make sure we have enough energy to return to where we came from. So slide down, letting your knees softly come back. And now, oh yeah, slap out your feet. And then rock to your heels, stretching your ankles. And then rock to, yeah, let's just pretend like tabletop's a good transition. And you're going to step your right foot next to your right hand. Slide your left knee back a little bit. And I just want you to make some large circles, kind of getting into your hip area. Make your circles go the other way. And then change your legs. Bring your right knee down. Step your left foot nice and awkward up to your left hand. Yes. Maybe you need to slide your knee back. And then you're going to step your right foot next to your left, not your right hand. Sorry, that's a wide step. We're coming into Malasana. Interlace your fingers. And with your inhale, just stand up, baby back bend. Exhale, come back down. Very nice, very nice. Let's do it again. Inhale, stand up. I know, throw your blankets. Exhale, come down. Take the opposite grip. Inhale, stand up, baby back bend. Exhale, come down. And now you're going to toe heel your feet in a little bit. Keep your hips level with your knees. Stretch your arms out, and you want to feel that your ribs and your thighs are touching. Oh, yeah. Now, in this weird and holy position, I want you to keep your ribs and your thighs together and walk to the back of your mat. And then come back to Malasana. Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm nearly done. How about you all? No, just kidding. All right, one more time. So you lift up your hips. It's nearly like you're going to jump like a ski jump, or you've got your poles here. And then, yes, walk to the front of your yoga mat. Oh, and then come back down. Inhale, stand up. And this time, step your feet together and drop your right arm. Lift up taller through your left arm, or just touch the ceiling pair. And then with your exhale, bend your body to your right. Let's take a couple breaths here. It's all right. We're definitely going to do the other side. And then inhale, stretch up to center. Get long, drop your left arm and bow to your left. Feel the same stretch as in Banana Asana. We're just doing it in an active way. Then inhale, lift up, look up. And with your exhale, soften and bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands connected to the mat or to your shins. And then step back to plank. Now let's take a couple breaths here. Now, feel your whole body involved. Try to get long as you can, lifting up even between your shoulder blades. Now your feet are going to stay as they are, and you're going to roll to your left. So your feet, they just stay connected to the ground. Very nice. Come back to plank and take it to the other side. So you come to the outside edge of your right foot. Noch einmal. Bring your left hand down, roll open. Yay. And come back to center and then roll open to the other side one more time. Yay. Inhale back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. With your exhale, sigh out. So to make your downward facing dog really empowering, for many of us, we have to bend our knees a little bit and then reach our buttocks up to the sky like it's the holy booty we know it to be. Feel your fingers spread out. Take another full inhale, empty your breath all the way, look forward and hop your feet in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, fly your arms up. Let's take some extra breaths here. So with your arms lifted, feel your back body. Notice that you can expand in your back. One more inhale, pull your belly up. And with your exhale, hug the back of your knees. Let your head drop. Then release your arms and inhale, roll up. Stretch up tall. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow down. Keeping your hands connected, inhale, halfway lift. And step back to plank. Inhale, roll to your left, open up your right arm to the sky. Exhale here. Inhale, come to the other side. Wow, yeah. Exhale there. Inhale, back to plank. Now exhale, chaturanga or the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Keeping the breath moving through your nose. Feel your empowerment in your downward facing dog. It's not usually what we associate with like a power pose, looking down dog. But any being, anywhere, find where the innate beingness is. Your capacity to be empowered in that pose. Take another full inhale, empty your breath all the way, and then hop your feet lightly in between your hands. Fly your arms up, halfway lift. Feel your back body expanding. With your exhale, hug the back of your knees. And then keep your knees bent. Inhale, Utkatasana. Find the weight in your heels. Lower your hips slightly. Utkatasana. Remember, people hate this pose so ubiquitously across the world that you're just a rebel if you pretend to like it. It's the first step to liking it. Let your toes lift up. Take another full inhale. With your exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. And then feel your right leg extend first. And with your exhale, bend your knee. Let your hips spin open, stacking your right hip on top of your left hip. Your right leg is active even when it's bent. You can play with lifting up your left hand if you want to challenge. Oh yeah, beautiful. We don't have to be stable during a challenge. It's fine to have your foundation rock a little. Take another full inhale. With your exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb, and then bring your left knee down to the ground. Stretch up with your arms. Squeeze your hips together. And with your exhale, see if you can sink into the stretch again. And then squeeze your hips together, keeping the stretch, but a little action in your hips. Take another full inhale. And with your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Reach through your fingertips. Inhale, raise your left arm up and reach your right hand to your left thigh. And inhale, Anjaneyasana supported. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, this isn't the musical. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Vinyasa, the musical. Bend your knee, let your hips spin open. Now feel where you can be active here. Your leg is active, for instance. You want to feel that your shoulders are squared to the mat. If you want to challenge, start to lift and lighten your right hand, maybe even slapping your left foot with your right hand therapeutically. Gorgeous. Take another full inhale with your exhale. Step your left foot all the way forward to your left thumb. Let your right knee come down to the ground. Now really feel that you have this like tension, this squeeze between your hips. And then you also have this release. So you're stretching your groins and the front of your right thigh. Raise your arms up. And then with your exhale, open arm twist to your left. Ta-da! Should feel a little theatrical. I mean, maybe because I was singing. All right, inhale, lift up your right arm, stretch your left hand down your right thigh. And then inhale up to center, crescent lunge supported. Exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Invite a small bend into your knees. Feel that you're lifting your butt cheeks up to the stars. You can even check it out. Like, do you have the same amount of weight in your hands and your feet? Our tendency is to have a lot of weight in our arms, and that's just a sign that you should bend your knees a little bit more. With your next inhale, fuel up. Empty your breath all the way so you're ready, and then hop your feet in between your hands lightly. Inhale, fly your halfway lift. Exhale, hug the back of your knees. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Whew. And with your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale here. Exhale here, then inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Spread out your fingers. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bend your knee and let your hips spin open. Inhale here. Then with your exhale, try to touch your right knee to your left elbow or higher. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Tap it or higher. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and then deliver your foot heel to toe next to your thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. With your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale, stretch your left arm up, reach your right hand back. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, flow, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bend your knee, let your hips spin open. Inhale here, it should feel nice and luxurious. And with your exhale, tap your left elbow to your right knee. Thanks, I'm glad you guys did that right. Inhale, stretch up, dyslexia. Okay, left knee, left elbow, a lot more accessible. Inhale, stretch your leg long. With your exhale, bring your knee to your nose like you're carrying your leg, and then lightly deliver it, heel to toe, just like in eurythmy. Rise up, crescent lunge. And with your exhale, open arm twist to your left. Ta-da! Inhale, stretch your right arm up, reach back with your left arm. And then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Stretch from your chest to your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, either stay here in stillness if you want to up your ante a little bit, as they say in poker playing. You're gonna bounce or start to do a little jumping jack while you're in downward facing dog. So you jump your feet out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in. Now, if you still want to even more, you can add a much more dynamic jumping jack. So you go out and in, forwards and backwards, out and in, forwards and backwards, out and in, forwards and backwards, out and in, forwards and backwards for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty your breath and then hop your feet quietly in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Sorry, my bad. Then inhale, Utkatasana. Now I'm there. And with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Twist to your right. Drop your left elbow to the outside of your knee. And then maybe open up your hands here. Very nice, very nice. And then inhale, Utkatasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist first, and then drop your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Pull your knees together. Maybe extend your arms here, maybe not. And then inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow down. Keeping your hands connected, inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. With your exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, stretch your left arm up to the sky. Now with your exhale, you're gonna hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring your hands into prayer. Now, other way, not to twist your body the other way. Yes. And then start to shift your weight into your front leg. Maybe that's as far as you go, or maybe keeping your right knee bent, you can start to open and lift your left leg. And then lightly bring your left foot to the back of your mat again. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And with your exhale, open up Warrior Two. Now this time you're gonna straighten your leg and reverse your triangle pose. And then I like to wrap my thumbs with my fingers. I'm gonna bend my right knee, and with control, I might even step my left foot a little closer. I'm gonna hinge into half moon. Then release my right hand to the ground. Bringing your chin towards your chest, taking your gaze slowly up to the ceiling. With your exhale, bring your left hand down. Square your hips. Inhale, get long, your chest reaching forward. And then with your next exhale, twist, open to the right. And then exhale, bring your right hand down and slide your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. So yogi's choice here. Either you stretch both of your legs into Hanumanasana, or you do Hanumanasana preparation where you bring your left knee down and stretch your right leg by lifting up your foot and bringing your forehead to your knee. And then step onto your right foot. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing doggy. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. With your exhale, step it forward. Rise up, crescent lunge with your inhale. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale, reach up with your right arm, stretch back with your left arm, feel the space you're creating. And with your exhale, twist into it by bringing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Start to redistribute your weight. So you can lighten up your right leg and lift it, keeping your left knee bent. Allow your breath to help you and your furniture. And then lightly put your right foot down and then rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose. And then rebend your right knee, hinging forward, maybe just doing purely controlled hinge, either floating your left hand or releasing your left fingers down to the ground. Try to imagine you have a stick, a long staff between your arms. And then with your exhale, bring your right hand down, square your right hip, keep your right leg lifted. And then inhale, get long so your chest reaches forward. And with your exhale, twist into that space, reaching your left arm up to the sky. With your next exhale, bring your left hand down and reach back with your right leg, coming either into Hanumanasana, splits, or Hanumanasa preparation. So for the preparation, yeah, you don't have to reach the ground. If you're either stretching both your legs long and you can still be like supporting your weight in your hands, or you bring your right knee down to the ground, you lift up your left foot and bring your forehead to your knee. Beautiful. That's perfect, Brigitte. Yes. Breathe into it. Notice where you think you're tight and where you're actually tight. And then you step into your left foot, tuck your right toes, exhale to plank, plank, plank. And this time you're going to step your feet together. You're going to roll open to your right. Maybe you lift up your left leg. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just quietly think, what left leg? And then with your exhale, come back to plank, roll to the other side. Beautiful. So if you're lifting your top leg, you'll start to feel you want to put your whole bottom foot onto the ground. Beautiful. Now exhale, plank. Inhale here. And then like you're moving through molasses, slowly lower all the way to the ground. And you might have a little poof. That's okay. You've done great. Now we just have a little bit more effort left. You're going to kick up your feet or bend your knees, I think is what you also say. And then cactus your arms. Beautiful. With your exhale, feel your belly lift up and lift your everything up. Beautiful. And now maybe either stay here or see if you can reach your arms long and reach back and grab onto your ankles. If you grab your ankles, you can flex your feet and let the power of your legs lift up your chest more. Maybe notice if you can relax your forehead. That's really advanced. And then gently, without going splat, release and come back down to the ground. Look to your right. Let your left ear rest on the earth. All right, we're going to set up the same way. Bend your knees. Bring your arms to cactus. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, feel your belly pulling towards your spine. Lift up a little higher. And this time, reach your arms out with palms facing forward and see if you can keep that alignment and reach back, see if you can grab the insides of your feet. Very nicely done, pair. Yes, beautiful. And then lift up, even higher perhaps. Push with the balls of your big toes. Push with the balls of your big toes. So you're pushing from here, Nata. Yes. And then release back down. Now, all we got to do is work on not biting your mouth. We got this. It's going to be perfect. So you're looking to the left. Take a couple moments, let your body recover. All right, now we're going to go for traditional floor bow. So kick up your feet, grab the outsides of your feet. Squeeze your knees together. Take a nice fueling inhale. With your exhale, lift away from the ground. So we play a little bit. Sometimes we use the inhale to move away from the earth. Sometimes we use the exhale to move away from the earth. Maybe a hint of a smile, so you don't get like the teeth mark underneath your bottom lip. It makes much better time at work. Come up higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, none. And then release down to the ground. Maybe wiggle your hips side to side. And then shift your hips back to your heels, cross your ankles, roll over your crossed ankles, and we're going to do a seated twist before our Shavasana. So you want to bring your left foot in front of your right knee. And you want to have both your sit bones on the ground and your foot. So if your foot's not on the ground, just slide your foot a little bit further forward, or if you need to, you can always extend your bottom leg. And then stretch your right arm up to the sky. Pull your abdominals in, get long and strong here. And with your exhale, twist to your left. So you can use your elbow on the outside of your knee. If you want, you can do the bind. This one does go through your legs. Or you can just be hugging your knee towards your chest. Notice if you can lift your heart. Gorgeous. And then just let your head release first, coming into a Seksiyasana pause. Everyone looks beautiful in this pose. And then let your upper body unwind and just give a little bow to the right hand side. Lift up your legs, stretch them out. Woohoo! And then we're going to do the other side. So find your triangle. So you have your foot connected and your 2 sit bones. Stretch up with your left arm. Engage your abdominals, pull them in. And then with your exhale, twist. Maybe bending your elbow, pushing your knee back, or hugging your knee towards you, or taking the bind by doing weird things with your arms. Inhale, get tall and lifted. Feel even the little vertebrae of your neck are in line with your spine. So maybe bring your chin in slightly. A good check is you can like relax your tongue to the top of your mouth and notice how it helps you stand up straighter, so to say. And then release your chin, allowing just a moment of Seksiyasana. And then release and bow to your left hand side. Grabbing your blankets and whatever, we're coming now to the most important part of our class. So if you have a tendency to gyp yourself on Shavasana, you're basically stealing the feminine from your practice. I know, harsh words, but people think the Shavasana is nothing because you're just lying there. You want to remember that this moment in stillness with your eyes closed, so in darkness, is where you give a chance for your practice to take root in your body, to nourish and sustain you through the day. With your next inhale, start to invite your awareness and breath back to the edges of your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Inhale and stretch your whole body long. And then with your exhale, hug your knees in and roll onto your side. Notice the energy you get to be the custodian of today. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. And then close your eyes and just take a moment to picture with your eyes closed all the people that were participating in this moment together. And then also picture the person you dedicated your class to. Empty your breath all the way. And let's close with one final Om. Take a deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your third eye. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. Namaste. And so much love. Ooh. So happy to see you all. Yeah. Go out there and be awesome. Why the hell not? Hey, bye. Au revoir. Ciao, Bella.